Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. The function of prayer is not to influence God, but rather to change the nature of the one who prays. People demand freedom of speech as a compensation for the freedom of thought which they seldom use. Anxiety is the dizziness of freedom. Life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. There are two ways to be fooled. One is to believe what isn't true. The other is to refuse to believe what is true. The most common form of despair is not being who you are. The most painful state of being is remembering the future, particularly the one you'll never have. To dare is to lose one's footing momentarily. Not to dare is to lose oneself. The tyrant dies and his rule is over, the martyr dies and his rule begins. Face the facts of being what you are, for that is what changes what you are. If anyone on the verge of action should judge himself according to the outcome, he would never begin. Many of us pursue pleasure with such breathless haste that we hurry past it. It is so hard to believe because it is so hard to obey. Boredom is the root of all evil, the despairing refusal to be oneself. I feel as if I were a piece in a game of chess, when my opponent says of it, that piece cannot be moved. Happiness is the greatest hiding place for despair. On the secretly blushing cheek is reflected the glow of the heart. My sorrow is my castle. It is very important in life to know when your cue comes. Take away paradox from the thinker and you have a professor. I stick my finger into existence and it smells of nothing. No, does not hide anything, but yes, very easily becomes a deception. Once you are born in this world, you're old enough to die. Hope is a passion for the possible. Now, with God's help, I shall become myself. If you want to be loathsome to God, just run with the herd. The task must be made difficult, for only the difficult inspires the noble-hearted. My standpoint is armed neutrality. If you don't have many friends, that means you have a lot of life experience.